Good morning, it's Monday, but I'm going to be real transparent from the get-go here. It's actually the Monday after I started filming this video, this week of workouts. Because basically what happened is I filmed the full 7 days of training from last week. And then I also decided to format this SD card on the Wednesday because it had run out of space. And I managed to delete all the footage that I'd filmed up to that point in the week. So I have had to refilm the training session that I did last Tuesday because it's the same training session that I did today. So let me catch you up because I'm talking to you from the future and now you're about to head into the past. So the training session that you just saw was my session today, but I did the same session on Tuesday last week. On Monday last week, I was like this close from getting ill, and I didn't want to get ill. I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to go down that road. So I considered Monday as an impromptu rest day because I'd also just got back from a weekend in Manchester the night before.
Go on, girl, you're smashing it! Go on, kid!
Which I also lost all the footage of, which is why you've been vlogless for a couple of weeks, because I'd vlogged the whole weekend of watching Kath in the half marathon in Manchester and my client Elisa. I vlogged the whole thing, lost all the footage. So that's why you all have been vlogless for a couple of weeks. But yeah, I felt really on the cusp of illness / unbelievably tired on Monday morning. And I thought it was better to give myself a rest day than to push through and do a session just for the sake of it. So normally on Monday I do strength session 1. Didn't happen. So I did strength session 1 on Tuesday, and then you will see the rest of the week of workouts from there. So I only managed to get 1 strength session in last week. Normally I will get 2 in, but because I lost that Monday, I just couldn't recoup the time anywhere else. So you only see 1 strength session this week. Normally it's 2. Apologies for that, but hopefully you enjoy the video anyway. And yeah, at the moment my current training focus and goals where my training is concerned is to get fitter, faster, stronger, and still like what I look in the mirror. Still like what I see in the mirror, sorry. I'm eating maintenance calories. I am very much fueling for performance and for satiety and for satisfaction and for enjoyment, whilst maintaining my weight at around 61.5 to 62.5 kg, which is about 1 to 1.5 kg up from my lowest weight. I'm feeling really good at this weight. My training is very much centered around feeling fitter across the board, both, developing muscle, albeit quite slowly, but that is fine by me because I also have goals elsewhere in terms of the Hyrox that I'm training for at the moment, which we have our competition coming up at the start of December. So we are less than 6 weeks away from that, which is slightly concerning. And then I also, want to continue working on my running as well, which coincides nicely with the Hyrox goal. This week is very much a standard week of training for me, minus that lack of second strength session. Normally my training week will look like 2 strength sessions, 1 or 2 runs, and 1 or 2 Hyrox sessions, with at least 1 rest day in there as well. Sometimes 2. But this week it was 3. Anyway, let's get on with the video, shall we? Right. Now we go back in time to Wednesday, Ellen. Enjoy! From the gym. I've been back for quite a while, obviously, but I just thought I'd do a little debrief on that run because I didn't do any talking to the camera whilst I was in the gym. The Hyrox that myself and Kath are doing in December, we're aiming for a pretty good time, and in order to achieve that pretty good time, we need to be pretty fucking fast in the kilometre intervals. So I realised that I need to get faster. And the best way to get faster is through sprints, sprint training, interval training, and, you know, running at the speed that you want to be running at. Did kilometre warm up and then 5 rounds of 600 meters at a 4:30 pace and 400 meters at a recovery jog pace. I really enjoyed it and it felt good. It felt fucking hard, don't get me wrong, but it felt pretty good. So we're not aiming for a 4:30 pace in Hyrox, just FYI, but close to that mark. So yeah, that gave me a good hit of confidence, to be honest. Right, see you tomorrow. Good morning. Oh, where'd you go? Good morning. It's Thursday and it's 10:20 and I am at a different gym to my normal gym. It's on the other side of the city to my normal gym. But good thing is that Edinburgh is a very small city, so getting to the other side of it doesn't take very long, which is fantastic because this place has a fully kitted out Hyrox like centre almost, a full running track, a full sled track, which is one of the biggest reasons why I've come here, because sled push and sled pull are by far my weakest elements of my Hyrox. And I've come to do a Hyrox session. Hopefully you would have figured that out by now. Obviously using a session from our Hyrox training guide, which is our free Hyrox training guide. And I'm going to leave that in the description below. And I'm on session week 3 at the moment. Haven't actually looked at what I'm doing today. So hopefully it involves some sort of sled, because that's one of the biggest reasons why I've come all the way over here. So yeah, let's go. This whole space completely to myself is amazing. So first up, we've got an EMOM, or every 10 minutes. We're going to do 600 meter run, 20 burpees and 20 sandbag lunges in the space of 10 minutes, and then any rest, any time remaining at the end of those 10 minutes I can rest, and then I do that 3 times, so 30 minutes work in total, and then we do sequence 2. So let's get started. Was intense. Kind of felt like I needed to vomit at points, but solid. 1 hour, done and dusted. I need to shower desperately. Good morning, it's Saturday and I'm gonna run a 5k PB today. Great success, PB achieved. And it was a very decent PB as well. My previous PB was 24:22, which I did in June 2024. So I got 24:22 in my last race, which was an average of, I think, like 4:55 kilometers average pace, something like that. And I haven't been like actively, one sec. Sorry, my alarm was going off. I haven't been actively training to achieve a 5k PB for the last few months necessarily, but what I have been doing is being consistent as fuck. I haven't been as consistent across the board with my training for a long fucking time. Near enough without fail, I've been ticking off 2 to 3 strength sessions a week, 1 to 2 runs a week, and at least 1 Hyrox a week, Hyrox conditioning session a week. And I've felt the fittest I've felt in a long time. It's also worth noting that when I did my previous 5k PB, I was also about 6 kg heavier than I am now, because I obviously did my, well, not obviously, but I did my dieting, my pretty intense dieting period in the lead up to my photo shoot last October, so this time last year, and I've maintained that weight loss within a couple of kilograms. So I'm also at least 5 kg lighter at the moment than I was with my previous 5k. And yeah, a few weeks ago I said, you know what, I really want to test out my 5k pace. We have a park run down the road from us, Cramond Park Run, which it basically goes down the beach. It is pretty much completely flat. So it's a fantastic park run to test out PB for. And I just thought, yeah, I'm feeling the fittest I've felt in a long time, maybe ever. So let's see what I can do. And I said to myself, right, we'll stick at least a 4:45 pace, because that will comfortably get us a PB. And then, you know, anything more than that is a bonus. And obviously, as I encourage all clients not to do at the start of a race, I got swept up in the crowd for the first kilometre and was running at a 4:10 pace for the first kilometre. And that was a great place for me to be in, because then I was able to slow down slightly at the second kilometre rather than have to speed up. So yeah, did it. Oh, did I tell you what I got? My PB was 22:30. So near enough a 2-minute PB from my last attempt, which I am absolutely fucking gassed about. I am so happy with that. My sole intention for this race was to go in and give it absolutely everything, leave nothing left in the tank, leave everything out on the table, whatever other quotes you can use in that scenario. And I did. It was tough from pretty much the very start, and mentally it was a real struggle to keep myself motivated, to keep myself going. The last 2 kilometres were rough as anything. I feel like I lost a lung at about kilometre 3. I think I left one of my lungs behind. But that was my goal. I wanted to make sure that when I finished that line, I had nothing left in me. And yeah, mission accomplished on that front. And a couple of sort of quotes that I was saying to myself through it. Just laugh was one that I used closer to the end, which I give to clients quite a lot when they get in their own head about a race, when they get really frustrated if they're not hitting their pace or they're not hitting their time. I say, just laugh. It's not that deep. You're not saving any lives whilst you're out running. You're not, you know, saving the world in any sense. You're just going for a run. It's not that deep. Just laugh. Having just watched the Manchester Half Marathon last weekend, at a couple of points I did say, what would Kath do? My second coach, who is an absolute machine, who ran a 1:45 half marathon last weekend. And yeah, I know she's watching. So yeah, Kath, at points I said, what would Kath do? And that pushed me forward, because I said she'd keep going. Job's a good one. And that comes from maintaining fat loss, maintaining fitness levels, and being really goddamn fucking consistent, that you don't necessarily have to be training specifically for a 5k PB, but you can still pull one out of the bag, and just living by my coaching ethos of building bodies ready for anything. And now I'm going to go for a big old walk and lunch in North Berwick, which is just sort of east of Edinburgh, and I'm very excited for some food. And I think I'm going to round this video off here, because tomorrow is going to be a rest day. I'm just going to go for a walk, and that's going to be it. So thanks for watching. Any questions? Drop them in the comments. Have a good day, and I'll speak to you soon.